requirement for human well-being and peaceful coexistence is security. When the fears are allayed and there is an assurance of security of lives and property, people go about their normal daily activities, aiming for optimal productivity in a crime-free society. Oyo State government and security operatives have therefore enhanced measures to beef up security in the outgoing year 2019. More security apparatus have been acquired as part of efforts while boosting the morale and welfare of security personnel were not ignored. Security agencies in Oyo State have recorded some appreciable success in ensuring that crimes and criminalities were reduced to the barest minimum in 2019. What were the measures and how were they implemented to achieve the set target? That is our focus today on Panorama, coming to you live on the network service of the NTA. But first, the news of the day. I am Adebola Oluwolidada. Thanks for joining us. Federal government has reaffirmed that there was no pressure mounted on it at home or abroad that compelled the release of the convener of revolution now Omoyele Sowore and the former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, made the clarification in Abuja. Malami affirmed that the federal government released the duo on compassionate grounds. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice maintained that the only reason for the release of Omoyele Sowore and Sambo Dasuki revolved around the government's commitment to the rule of law, obedience to court orders, and compassionate grounds. Malami pointed out that as far as the law is concerned, and in relation to the Nigeria's justice system, one has multiple options after a court has ruled in a matter. The options, according to the minister, include the right to appeal the said ruling, the right to ask the same court that issued an order to vary or review the terms of the order, as well as the right to request for stay of execution of the order pending the hearing and determination of an appeal that matters. Malami denied the claim that his office received any formal communication from any American senator on the matter, and that discussions during the visit of the American ambassador to Nigeria at the event of the submission of the letter of credence were not in any way connected to the accused persons. On Sheikh Ibrahim El Zakizaki, the minister said that the federal government does not interfere with the cases that are being prosecuted by the government. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured the government and people of Burkina Faso that Nigeria and the West African sub-region will not abandon them to their fate. It was in the wake of this, the deadly terrorist attack that claimed 35 citizens of the country. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, on the attack Tuesday in Abinda, northern part of the country, President Buhari said the slaying of 31 women among innocent victims was cowardly and remains condemned by reasonable opinion all over the world. Meanwhile, President Buhari has commended the Burkina Faso troops for repelling the deadly attack and prayed for the repose of the souls of those killed in the attack. It's 4 months since the federal government closed the Nigeria's land borders to combat massive smuggling activities and other illegal transborder activities undermining the economy and security of the country. How was the country fared since the decision? Victor Azu evaluates the effect and on the petroleum sector.
Separate arrests in May 2019. Officers and men of the Nigerian Navy saved Nigeria tens of millions of naira. The first arrest of 5 Nigerians and 3 Ghanaians was for allegedly attempting to smuggle 105 drums of PMS from Nigeria to Cameroon, while the other nabbed 8 men trying to smuggle more than 200,000 liters of petroleum products valued at over 50 million naira out of Nigeria. The products were alleged to have been sourced from different parts of the oil-rich Niger Delta.
Illegal refining sites were destroyed by the operation, resulting in the arrest of 62 speedboats and 275 suspects for involvement in either crude oil theft or illegal bunkering.
Arrests like these notwithstanding, smugglers have remained largely undeterred in the apparent lucrative trade of cross-border fuel smuggling, owing to the obvious differential in petrol price between Nigeria and neighboring countries. After a series of unsuccessful engagements with officials of neighboring countries to check smuggling of petroleum products, the illegal activity persisted and even reached alarming dimensions.
Number of petrol stations that makes you wonder, too close to the borderline. Some of them, you see the discharge pump facing the other side. Doing what?
Reports from the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency reveals that Nigeria's fuel supply had dropped to an average of 48.54 million litres daily from 61 million litres before the closure of the borders.
There has been a downward trucking out of products from our depots. What we have seen before the border closure on the 20th of August was a truck out of about 55 million litres a day, and now we are looking at about 51 million litres a day.
However, with pressure mounting from neighboring countries for Nigeria to reconsider, how long more can the border closure be sustained? Yet, more importantly, how much more can the gains of the ongoing border closure be sustained? In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
The military seem to be the most beneficiary of the Presidential Order 5 and promoting indigenous technologies and local content. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa highlights some of the milestones so far recorded in this regard.
Globally, militaries are partly rated based on their ability to develop or acquire their needed hardware to prosecute operations. In view of the nation's emerging security challenge, capital-intensive nature of these arsenal, and in line with federal government's local content policy, the Nigerian Army commenced massive research and development of needed hard and software to cut down cartel fight. This locally produced mine-resistant ambush-protected MRAP vehicle, nicknamed Eziogu, is a product of collaboration between Defense Industry Corporation (DICON) and the Nigerian Army.
Presidential directive was to involve a professional, well-respected, highly motivated and people-centric Nigerian Army that will have the requisite capability and capacity to respond adequately in a timely manner to solve the myriad of contemporary and future security threats.
With customized reinforced suspension system, off-road capacity suitable for the northeast difficult terrain, the combat vehicle is produced from a high-grade ballistic material.
The Eziogu MRAP is so cheap, equivalent of about 10 imported ones, and is very effective.
Not only creating employment for the people, because I understand it's 100% locally manufactured. So that gives jobs to our youths, engineers, and the like.
What necessitated Eziogu brand is the consummation of one's intention to provide troops with protection against small arms and to also protect them against improvised explosive device, which is a potent threat to the army or troops in the counter-insurgency, counter-terrorism operation in the north.
While in the engineering depot Kaduna, I was opportune to meet an ongoing upgrade of a locally fabricated helicopter by the depot.
So this helicopter was the Mongonu, but we have upgraded by improving on the capacity of the engine, and we have also been able to now purchase the swash plate, part of the pitch link and the rotor, which we are now trying to install on the helicopter so as to further continue with our research and development of the helicopter.
This development are fast-tracking ongoing internal security operations and the nation's military-industrial complex. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The year 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day emblem has been launched, with the Nigerian Armed Forces commended for their gallantry and selfless service towards securing the nation. Lukman Adefeso reports that the Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun at the launch promised continued support for the security agencies in the state. His report is presented in this package.
The Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration is a day set aside to remember the gallant officers and men of the armed forces who laid down their lives during the Civil War and other peacekeeping missions to ensure that the country remains united. Ahead of the year 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day in Ogun State, the commemorative emblem has been launched by the state governor, bemoaning the poor condition of war veterans and their families in the state.
I want to affirm that you are appreciated. We will continue to appreciate and celebrate you.
Chairman, Nigerian Legion Ogun State, Oluyede Taufik, canvassed proper welfare package.
They died to keep us alive, and they died so that I and you may live. They slept in bushes while most of us slept on waterbed. They slept beside their gun while you sleep beside your loved ones.
The Legionnaires did not have to wait for long, as the governor announced his intention to support them with a patrol van, bus, and financial assistance. For them with a patrol van, bus, and financial assistance.
Sustaining a peaceful environment requires a collective effort from the government, security agencies, as well as the citizens. Kayode Oladoshu X-rays on overview of security measures in Oyo State in the outgoing year 2019.
Protection of lives and property has always been a source of concern in any society, placing security of people as the primary objective of the government with the aim to bring about an environment that is free from crimes and criminalities. To this end, security measures in Oyo State in the outgoing year was recognized through proactive measures from the State Police Command, which makes the state free from hoodlums attack. The security architecture of the state was rigid in the year 2019, with operational strategies placed to combat various crimes, where suspects were paraded by the police as a deterrent to other criminal elements.
I don't have a wife, so I told her to become my wife, and I killed her son. Later threw the body away.
The police is equal to the task. We will not condone. We will not fold our arms. We won't allow anyone, any group or persons to disturb the peace of the state.
To come the state free of any form of criminal activities, the governor of the state, Seyi Makinde, presented 100 cars equipped with gadgets to various security personnel in the state.
We have the entire Oyo State covered in terms of communication. It's a new one, and it means that no matter where in Oyo State, for the criminals, we will get them. And I want to give the officers and men the assurance that your welfare will be a top priority for us.
In the year 2019, Oyo State has recorded a hitch-free security environment due to the synergy between the security agencies in the state. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
With me in the studio is the Public Relations Officer, Oyo State Command, SP Olugbenga Fadeyi. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Security in Oyo State in 2019. Your take?
Thank you very much. In 2019, since the assumption of the office of the Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Police Command, CP Shina Tairu Olukolu, PSC Daga, we have been working around the clock to make sure that crime and criminalities are reduced to the barest minimum. And this has actually yielded results in the sense that suspects that were arrested, we have 371 suspects that were arrested. Number of victims rescued, we have 18 victims rescued. We have firearms recovered from hoodlums, 46. We have vehicles recovered, we have 39. We have motorcycles recovered from all these hoodlums using Okada to carry out Dasadi has 24. And we have 3,441 ammunitions recovered from hoodlums in Oyo State, ranging from different cases that were reported, and there were serious clampdown on rulings from armed robbery. We have rapists, that were murderers that were arrested and were charged to court accordingly. We have people that are impersonating. They were arrested and they were equally charged to court, among all other cases like that.
With all these achievements, what are the measures in place to tackle crime?
Thank you very much. We have massive deployments of all our men, the punching arm of the command. We have the SARS. We started special anti-robbery squad. We have the AKS anti-kidnapping squad. We have the SRS Swift Response Squad. We have the Scanner Squad, the POP ADA, the Intelligence Response Team, even sent to us from Force Headquarters. We have the mounted troops that were deployed, our dog sections, they were deployed. And we are carrying out aggressive swap and search within and outside the Ibadan metropolis. Our highways, they are safe. We have deployed men to both entry and exit routes where people can travel without any fear of molestation from any quarters. So we have all this massive deployment from time to time, and we are going to rejig this as we move towards the end of the year.
Was there any support from the government?
Thank you very much. We have support. The Oyo State government has actually assisted Oyo State Police Command. They gave Oyo State Police Command 100 vehicles, in which we have 66 of them to the police and the rest to other security agencies. Those vehicles were deployed to the Swift Response Squad, and they are being deployed to all the tactical operational points that we have identified, both within and outside Ibadan throughout the Oyo State, with the state-of-the-art communication gadgets where we can communicate easily without any problem or any obstacles or hindrances from any quarter. From here to Shaki, we communicate. We communicate even throughout all the Okegun houses. The Ibarapa houses, we communicate easily. Ogbomoso, Oyo houses also, we communicate. Those vehicles were strategically positioned there to respond to distress calls.
Security agencies, other security agencies, is there collaboration between you and them? And how has it helped in beefing up security measures?
Thank you very much. We have a robust synergy with other sister security agencies, the military, the road safety, the all immigrations, the NDLA. We come to time together. We come to synergize. We all along we've been having what we call show of force with other sister security agencies. One was done last week Friday, where they went out to showcase to the Oyo State people to know that we are working together in oneness so that we can be able to clamp down on crime and criminality in Oyo State.
And your prospect for 2020?
I want to tell you that we are going to consolidate on the existing structure on ground. We are still going to rejig our security architecture. Some of areas we are having little challenges. We are going to work more of them. We will deploy more of our men to all those areas. And I want to say that there are some communities here where there are new sites. People should endeavor to give vivid descriptions of their area when they are interested so that police can promptly respond to this response.
Thank you very much. That has been SP Olugbenga Fadeyi. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
People living with disabilities are faced with different kinds of stigmatization in the society. But Lafiagi in Edo local government area of Kwara State is one community noted for despising these special people. A group has therefore taken it upon itself to sensitize parents on the need to stop hiding their children living with disabilities and send them to school. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya reports.
Statistics has shown that about 256 people of Lafiagi in the local government area of Kwara State are physically challenged. They are faced with various forms of societal problems, which include non-access to education.
If government will help me, we have a nomadic education here at Taiwo Road, Lafiagi, for teaching. So I will help myself.
Mohammed is an HND graduate of public administration and works as an interpreter with the State Divisional Area Court in Lafiagi. His experience is not palatable due to stigmatism.
Actually, people that they discriminate about because one, they feel they have been stigmatized because of their condition.
It is expected that with government intervention to better the lot of physically challenged people in the state, there will be reduction, if not total eradication, of stigmatization and other challenges facing them in the society. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
Relief is gradually coming the way of rural people in Kwara State whose commerce has suffered for a long time as a result of bad roads. The people of Pategi in Pategi local government area of Kwara State are the first beneficiaries as the government takes on the deplorable roads in the emirate. Ahmad Fulani reports.
Pategi, a town in Kwara State, Nigeria, is the headquarters of Pategi local government and Pategi Emirate, with a population of about 110,000. It is inhabited by the Nope people, who are farmers, fishermen, and traders. Despite the economic importance of the town to the state, it is faced with many challenges, paramount of which is bad road network.
He came and he realized the road was really in a shambles, and within 2-3 days, you can see what's happening. It's already graded.
So you can see as an action governor, head on, hands on.
The commissioners also inspected Pata Esugin Road, which leads to the popular sea border between Kwara and Niger State, to access the state of the roads. The Etsu Patigi, Alhaji Ibrahim Omar Bologi too, commended the intervention of the state government in the construction of road network in Patigi town. From Patigi, Ahmed Fulani, NTA News.
The role of laboratory technologists in research, development and technological advancement calls for training and retraining of practitioners. In view of this, the Nigerian Institute of Science and Laboratory Institute, NISLT, intensifies efforts to eliminate quackery in the profession. Ifeoluwa Omoshule has details.
Members of the team with appropriate skills in monitoring and evaluation. It is also a tool adopted by the body to eradicate non-professionalism in the management and administration of all laboratories in the country. The Director General of the Institute expressed readiness to achieve the objectives of the organization through inspection of all laboratories across the country.
Large number of people who are not even the professional member of the institute. The players of laboratory do engage them in.
We realize for now, for us to move on, this training must come around so that we can also tell those who will go out to do the monitoring.
The Nigerian Institute of Science Technology, inaugurated in 1971 and enacted in June 2003, is saddled with the responsibility of training, examination and certification of science laboratory technologists in the country. In Ibadan, Ifeoluwa Omoshule, NTA News.
And our sports, Super Eagles coach General considered for new contract by the nation's football body, but attached with stringent rules. For more sports tidbits, Larry Bilei is our guide.
As 2019 is winding down, the sporting world has started reviewing where things stand in their undertakings. This is what informed the new stand by the Nigeria Football Federation concerning Franco-German tactician of the Super Eagles, Gernot Rohr, revealing that they have decided to renew his contract as head coach of the nation's national team, but with conditions, going by what NFF boss Amaju Pinnick is saying, with one of them including Rohr staying in Nigeria with accommodations in whichever city he prefers. Moving on, news coming from Aba, where the People's Elephant Enyimba Football Club recites is that the club will be without 6 key players in the weekend's CAF Confederation Cup away match against Algeria's Paradol. This is due to injuries, and the injured are goalkeeper Tio Afelokai, Ifeanyi Anainema, Nelson Ogbonaya, Ruben Bala, Thomas Zenki, and Dari Olatuji. This development may become dicey for Enyimba. From the Sport Desk, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
That's been Panorama on the network service of the NTA Ibadan Zonal Network Center. Thank you for being part of it. Good afternoon.